It's the annual report meeting of the Clay Township Board today. And first start, we want to do the Pledge of Allegiance led by Mary Eckert.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The next item is recognition of an Outstanding Citizen Award by the Township Board and Trustee. And Chief Habush, if you would like to come up, we would like to give you a little something. You want to do it, or you want me to do it?
Go ahead.
You guys are welcome to. I guess from one chief to another? Retired chiefs. I'm sorry, Chief, we've got a presentation here that I would like to read. And again, I want to shake your hand for the job you've done, I'll tell you, these past 10 years, okay? Dave Habush, Carmel Fire Department, in appreciation for over 34 years of dedicated service to the Carmel Clay community, this February 17th, 2026, for the Clay Township Board, Trustee, and staff. And I'll just tell you, I went 34 years too. Does that mean you're going to be trustee for 16 years? Just after.
That was a genuine laugh. No, that's not going to happen.
Here it is.
Let's take a picture of us.
Can you open that up?
Oh, sure. Here you go.
Thank you very much. Did you get up there too? You get up there too, Paul? It's from you too.
Yeah, let's just move the chairs out of the way that way. How about moving the chairs back?
Oh.
And we'll just. Yeah, you tall people in the back.
Thank you all very much. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. Mary, thank you.
Thanks, Chief.
buddy. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. It's very kind of you. Thank you. You're welcome.
There you go.
Thank you.
Short speech, short speech.
Short. Doug Talent.
Short.
15 minutes, Doug Callahan, right? Trustee Hensel, board members, thank you very much for this. This was totally unexpected. I am grateful for everything that Clay Township has done. People talk about the Carmel Fire Department, and often the words Clay Township are missing from that. It is the Carmel Clay Township Fire Department. And the reason why Carmel Fire looks the way it does, a big part of the reason that Carmel Fire leads the United States and is one of the top performing fire departments in the United States of America, and is one of 330 accredited fire departments in the world, is because of the men and women that work here, but because of the support and the partnership that Clay Township has given the city of Carmel and the Carmel Clay Township Fire Department. Fire stations, apparatus, support throughout the year. Clay Township is a key component of the Carmel Fire Department. And so thank you for the support that you have given me over the last 10 years as fire chief. I am grateful for that. You all have helped me be better. You've helped the fire department be better and all of our firefighters. And so for that, I will just say that I'm grateful and thank you all very much. Thank you to our community who has supported the organization throughout the years. This is a special place. Carmel Clay Township is a special place with special people. And thank you all for your service, and thank you for recognizing me today. I'm grateful. So thank you.
Chief, I have a quick question for you. Well, first of all, to piggyback on your comments, certainly the apparatus and the equipment that we're able to provide and have been over the years has been very important. But it's the personnel and the leadership, and that's why our Carmel Fire Department is as fantastic worldwide as it is, and thank God, especially here in Carmel and in the township, the city. So it's the leadership. It's Doug. It's you, Chief. I don't know our new chief yet. It would have been nice for him to be here to honor you. Nevertheless, we very much appreciate your service.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much. Appreciate it.
Okay, our next order of business is public comments. Okay, we know we got Jack Berry coming up later, but does anybody have any comments they'd like to make? Okay, on to the special presentation by Mr. Jack Berry from the Carmel Dads Club.
Good morning. Thank you for allowing me to be here today. Trustee Hensel, Board of the Township. I'm humble and thrilled to be here today and talk about the Aledo building, give you a little update on that. It's hard to believe that, well, first of all, I've given you a little packet of some recent pictures, but as I talk in the presentation here, that's just a few of our sports that we're offering right now. But it's hard to believe that 7 years ago, on a little piece of paper in one of the local restaurants, we started this process. And then after several meetings with the township and Paul, Doug, Mary, Paul, Brian, you guys were all involved in what I think was one of the greatest gifts to this community. Each year, we were guesstimating around 175,000 visitors to the Aledo Family Sports Center. Each morning at about 6 o'clock, Carmel Clay Schools athletic teams open the building. Those teams have consisted of the football team, lacrosse teams, baseball, softball, soccer teams have all enjoyed that. At about 8 o'clock, we start to have between 150 and 300 walkers in a day from our community. Walkers and joggers, baby strollers, a lot of different types of people, but they enjoy it immensely. It's been unbelievable what it's provided to the community, members to come in there and walk. I might also add that we have outside users that have been able to use the building in times where we didn't need it for our programming. We've entertained shows like card shows. We've had bands from all across the country, when in town for the Band of America, have been able to utilize the facility. We've had other basketball facilities use Aledo for some of their tournaments that they've hosted. Indiana Soccer has hosted some development and training sessions for coaches' education. And some of the home schools and other local entities like Northview have been able to utilize the facility.
That's great.
As I mentioned a little bit ago, I think this is a great gift that you've given to this community. I was born and raised here, but the impact that I've seen on this, I think one of the things we talked about is creating memories for our kids and families for a lifetime. And what the township has done is they provided that in the Aledo building. Recent projects that have been completed in Aledo, we added some additional netting. It's amazing what the cost of netting is, but we needed to add some additional netting. We also added some scoreboard controllers we're now 4 years into the building occupancy. So starting to see a little wear on some things that we've had to replace. Probably the greatest project that we've recently completed has been a lighting and a camera project. Got cameras spread throughout the parking lot and in the internal part of the building. But the lighting, we had what we felt was maybe a few safety issues there, and the lighting has really helped the parking lot and everything. In 2026, a couple projects that we've got, we actually have Lee Corporation in there right now, going back and servicing all of our equipment in there, all of our sports equipment. It's a pretty big project. They'll be all there all this week, probably 10 days. And then we have a seal coating project already for the parking lot and everything. But just to kind of give you a little update, the building is doing very well. The community loves the building. I think when we initially sat down and we talked about some of the impact that this building was going to create was, we talked about the memories, which is very, very important. But there's just a sense of pride in the community. I gave you a packet with some of the recent pictures that you've noticed. Like I mentioned, all 12 of our sports are in there. But to see that place cranking all the time, the impact that it's made for many, many families. It's been great to see the different generations of families as well. Thank you guys for having the confidence in Carmel Dads Club to manage this facility. But we're very proud and we're very humbled to be here and chat with you a little bit today. And like I mentioned earlier, each one of you have helped us along the way in getting this beautiful building. That's all I have. If you have some questions for me, happy to answer.
Just a quick comment. I want to make sure that Matt Snyder gets the credit he deserves because he was very much involved as a township board member during this whole process.
Absolutely. Matt was the one that we initially sat down with and at the local restaurant started drawing out the schematics of this. And honestly, I walked into a restaurant one day and Matt started to ask me what we needed at Carmel Dads Club, which all of you have asked as well. And our next chapter was that building, and we needed that. I mean, from a competitive standpoint with other communities that did have a facility like that, I will tell you, we've had visitors from all across the country come into that building and see it, and the impact that it's made for us, and the impact it's made on all of our residents. I mean, the amount of people going through there, I said we guesstimate 175,000 people through that. I think it's light a little bit. I think we were conservative on that. I would also mention, and Paul, thank you for bringing that up, because Matt was very instrumental, being a Carmel Dads Club kid and having kids in the program like all of you have had. It's been awesome to see the many generations come through there. The school has very much appreciated having the facility. In the fall, we hosted several of their freshman and JV soccer games. Just due to weather, last year we had a really extremely hot summer, so they were able to come in there and have practices in there. I might also add that Michael Klitzing in the Parks Department uses the facility in June and July. That's an awesome partnership, but it's the way we are here in Carmel. We all work together to make things work for kids and for families. So as I mentioned, very humbled what you guys have gifted to the Carmel Dads Club, and we take great pride in it every day. We continue to look for many ways that we can improve our programming. This past year, we had about 15,000 participants in our program, over 12 sports. We have over 6,000 families in Clay Township represented in the Dads Club, and we have about 4,200 volunteers that help run our programs. We're blessed to have the volunteers, and once again, it's just another avenue that our people in this community step up to help kids. And we thank you guys for what you've done. It's honestly, it's amazing. It's a dream that we had, and you guys made it become possible.
I want to thank you for having it open in the winter, in the morning at 7 o'clock, for the times that I get over sometime in there. And pretty soon you're walking in the circles, and it becomes really crowded.
Yeah.
But it's wonderful. I mean, that I'm thanking you for. That's really fun in the winter to know you have a place to walk.
When we first sat down and talked about, we wanted to create something that was for everybody in our community. I think that's been a great step. And like I said, I mean, we've had as many as probably 400 in there with the cold conditions this winter, a few weeks. We probably had 400 people in there, so it did get a little crowded during those time periods. But I will tell you, the community absolutely loves this building. The impact that it's made has been unbelievable.
I'd just like to say one thing also is the firefighters have firefighter of the day or for the day where those kids, and guys, how many is, it sells out within the hour, doesn't it? That you guys put it online? They sell that out so quickly. I mean, for a whole week and to have that many parents sign kids up is amazing to me.
Yeah,
Oh, it's free. Yeah, it's free, absolutely. And so that makes it really, really nice.
yeah, the fire department used that during their camps. I don't know, 300 or 400 kids, it looks like to me, probably in there. Okay,
Up to 200 a day.
okay.
Tuesday through Friday and adaptive on Monday.
It's awesome what they do with that camp and the kids to experience that. And if you ever get a chance, just come out and watch it. It's pretty unbelievable. And I think it's helped from a weather standpoint too, guys, right? So just in case they did get rain or thunderstorms, they could come into the building. And it's been great having them there. Once again, another collaboration. Carmel Parks works great. They have their camps going on at the same time. But it is so awesome to see that facility buzzing. I welcome you to come out to Saturdays, starting at about 8 in the morning. I mean, you'll see thousands of people there through that place on a Saturday. I think we closed it at 9 o'clock on Saturday night. But the township can be very, very proud of that, and the community can be very proud of it. The Carmel Police Department has taken part in some events in there as well too, training and stuff like that. So we're glad that it's really helped impact everybody in this community.
Yeah, my two grandsons plays basketball in there, and I've been there many Saturdays. And I was curious, how long did it run from 8 to 9 at night?
This past weekend, and we were there from 8 to 9.
That is unbelievable, because you turn and look at throughout the communities and the number of facilities like that. It's nice that Carmel has something like that.
Back open early Sunday morning, and I think we went till 6:30 or 7 Sunday. And then we start at 6 a.m. on the mornings with the high school teams coming in before their spring season start. But it's great to see. And please come over anytime and take a look. And thank you again for everything you've done.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jack.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Okay, if anybody want to leave, you can go ahead and leave now unless you're here for something else. Okay, the next item is approval of the minutes from the January 5th or January 6th organizational meeting. So do I have
So moved.
a second?
I wasn't here that day.
Okay, I'll second that. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
I'll throw an eye in for just good measure.
Okay. Okay, so we're on to our public hearing, and it's the additional appropriation from the general fund, account 0101 for machinery and equipment. Okay, it's open at 9:19. Anybody interested in speaking? Okay, we'll close it at 9:19:30. So the next item, we will move on to action items, and the first one is resolution number 2026-02-17-01, additional appropriation from general fund 0101 in the amount of $189,302.31. At this time, do you, Paul, or would you like to bring the firefighters up now?
Should we have a motion and
we do.
motion and second,
motion
and then
second on
approval?
Motion,
I so move.
and second.
You second. You can second.
Okay, I'll second.
Now discussion.
Any discussion? Bring them up now.
Let's let Paul describe it.
What this is for is the fire chief came to me last fall, and they're wanting to purchase a air cart, which they use to take to the fire scenes to refill air canisters with. We have 2 firemen that know a lot more about it, can come up and speak about it, but that's what this request is for.
You guys want to state both of your names?
Thank you, Board. Kurt Wellington, Deputy Chief of Operations.
Luke Ray, Deputy Chief of Administration and Finance. So kind of give you an overview of what this is. The air cart, as Trustee Hensel was telling you before, our current air cart is kind of aging. We're having a lot of problems with this air cart. A lot of rebuilds, a lot of parts. We're actually having problems getting parts for the cart. Is it a gas powered or diesel?
It is a gas-powered, but has electric backup, so it can be plugged into the wall, 3-phase power. And it has a compressor, builds up air pressure up to 5,000 pounds. And then the trailer can be moved out to the seams. Usually it's taken out for training evolutions or used back at our training facility to refill the SCBA bottles, which you see us on our back. Each bottle lasts about 30 minutes if you're in good shape. In fact, the harder you're working, you go through them much faster. Parts are becoming obsolete. It's difficult to have, and if you're running it with the gas power, you have a chance of bringing in contaminants that the filters have to filter out before it's compressed, so you don't breathe contaminated air.
So we use this multifaceted. So we use this basically for our WPE, which is our work performance evaluation. During that, we fill our air bottle from it, which is an inside facility. So as Chief Wedding was saying, it has filters. That filter, this is a gas running engine. However, we're looking to go to more of an electric or battery operated unit, which is what we're proposing today, to have basically not have to buy those filters and to help with some of the maintenance costs. We also use this on fire scenes. If we ever have a fire scene where we need to fill bottles, we can take it out there. We use it a lot for our training. If you maybe follow the Carmel Fire Department, we are hiring a lot of people in the next few years. We hired 20 this year. We're looking to hire another 20 next year. So filling those air bottles during those evolutions is critical for us, basically. And we don't always train here in Carmel. Sometimes we go to remote sites, and so we'll take that cart with us, and we'll use it to fill the bottles on site there too as well. So very versatile piece of equipment for us, and something we're really looking to replace.
The one that we're proposing has a battery system very similar to a electric vehicle that can run for anywhere between 2 and 8 hours independent. It can be plugged into a standard 110 outlet to supplement it on scene, or it can be plugged into a 220 outlet similar to an RV to allow it almost indefinite time on scene.
Any questions?
Thank you. Do you have any questions?
I don't.
Have any questions?
No, I don't.
Okay, I do. I'm trying to grasp this because you guys just bought a new vehicle to replace the old hazmat unit, or was it tactical support
Yes,
unit?
the TSU unit.
Okay. And so I was thinking that same equipment is on that unit. Describe the difference? I mean, I know you have to pull the trailer to the thing. This one, you drive it. So what's the
difference would be the TSU is a large vehicle. It is as big as a fire engine. It is approximately 34 feet long, 30,000 plus pounds, and it is a mainline frontline piece of equipment. If you take it to out of area for training, then that mainline piece of equipment is not available for calls in the city. Also, when we go to some of these areas, it may be very small, like we'll get buildings that have an alleyway access. And if we put that big piece of equipment in, it ties up a ton of space that can exceed into the street. Then we have to involve PD and blocking everything. That TSU sits at station 345 just across the alleyway here. The CTC, if it doesn't have an air cart, does not have the capability to fill any bottles at the training center. So this one, the proposed air cart will sit down at the training center. So anytime any of our firefighters are going down there for training, they have the capabilities of refilling their bottles before leaving and going back to the station. Then that little one can be pulled out to supplement the larger unit if needed.
So who takes care of pulling that to the fire scene or whatever?
Usually
I mean, it's
That
gonna,
is a unusual circumstance to come to the scene. So it might have to be an all call. It could be maintenance that goes down there. It could
Okay.
be one of us. It could be a staff member. That is not on the primary assignment for a fire scene.
Right.
So that is if we have a large scene that we're going to be there, such as days or hours for an extended amount of time. That's when you start planning your work cycles in 12-hour increments of the next 12 hours. Like, okay, we're anticipating we're going to be running out of air, anticipating we're going to have to bring fuel to the scene. So that's the longer term.
okay, let me ask you another thing. The ambulance fee fund, okay? Well, over the years, we bought our capital outlays. And so in the fire department, our capital outlay has always been zero because we've purchased items, big ticket items out of that. And I don't think 189,000 is all that much for the EMS fund to pay for. So what I'm trying to figure out is there a reason why you didn't go to the EMS fund and take it out of there, or the ambulance fund?
So the ambulance fund is becoming less and less solvent throughout the years. We're trying, fire trucks, if you're familiar with what the cost of fire trucks are, they've almost doubled in the last couple of years, or like 10 years, but I say a couple of years. So we're now paying, what, 1.5 for a fire truck now, or is it?
The current ones on order are $1.25 million for
1.25.
each engine. Each ladder is $2.5 million
Okay.
now. So
Okay.
they've doubled in the last less than 5 years.
Okay, yeah, and I totally understand that, because I know that the EMS fund was bringing in, or, I'm sorry, the ambulance EMS is the same when I tell, is bringing in over $2 million a year. And I know you guys now put a 5th frontline ambulance. I think that's to help Marion County out myself, but in service. And I was just wondering if that could have come out of that, or maybe the city buying it out of their general fund. I mean, you know, the thing that people you have to understand is Carmel and Clay Township has the same boundaries now. Okay, so we don't pay the city, or the city doesn't pay us for fire protection. The city basically handles fire protection for the entire township. Now, we have, over the years, have always supplemented helping pay for things. If you are in an unincorporated part of the township, then we would receive a percentage of the tax dollars for the unincorporated part of the township. Now that everybody's in the city and townships, the same boundaries, everything goes back to the city. So I mean, I don't know whether you went to the city first and they said no or whatever, but I'm trying to get all this clear for the board and for people out there to understand why we're asking the questions we are about this unit. The unit, I know it's important. It's a safety issue, and it's very important. There's nothing like having air on the scene and not have to take the bottles back to 45s here to fill them. So I understand that, okay? But I was just curious of why we didn't take it out of the EMS fund or the city's general fund. That's the only reason.
I think that the projection is, we're projecting, trying to make that EMS, or should I say ambulance fund, trying to make sure it's solvent, make sure that fund can carry us throughout the future. Because the thing is, we're buying a lot of fire trucks right now. We're also trying to plan, if we were to purchase, or we were to build Station 7, that's another couple of trucks we got to buy. So we are actually purchasing a lot of apparatus right now, just due to age and mileage on those vehicles. And the cost of those it's become astronomical.
Another thing too is the township, we don't receive the money we used to, okay? If we are going to help, if we're going to help with fire protection or parks or anything, it's got to be through a bond. That's the only way we can actually afford things anymore, unfortunately, because the state legislature is trying to throw townships out of business. And so we've got to look out for our budget and our funds, and you know, and so that's why we're asking some of the questions. Okay.
It used to be, obviously, 5-6 years ago, that fire protection was a very, very large part of our budget. Other than servicing the bonds for the Monon Center, the Central Park, et cetera. Fire protection was a huge part of our annual budget. As the city has moved to claim sovereignty, if you will, over what's left of the township, our responsibilities have greatly diminished. We do take care of some other things year to year as we go forward. And that's one reason why we are asking these questions, because the majority, if not all, of fire budgeting and support financially now lies with the city. So that's to Doug's line of questioning.
Mr. Chairman, may I point out one thing? The
Yes.
township also, through its building corporation, owns and has constructed all of the fire stations in the city of Carmel. And you still are the tenant of those and lease them for $1 to the city, but you pay all the bonds, about $30 million worth of bonds that have constructed those facilities, and you're still paying on those through 2040.
And you pay us $1 per station a year? I think we ought to double that. I mean, let's go. Come on.
This was discussed yesterday in the newspaper. If you follow what is happening, they go item by item, and there it was, right down at the bottom, discussion about what we're talking about.
Okay, well, thank you. Anybody have any questions, Paul, or anything?
No, you asked some excellent questions, especially from a fireman's perspective, which is appreciated.
And so, just for your information, in the future, if something like, I'm going to vote for it, okay? Because I'm all about public safety. And I will tell you, when I was trustee, we purchased AEDs for the entire Carmel Police Department fleet, and even some for the county. So this township has been very generous over the years, okay? But anyway, I just want to let you know, in the future, unless it's a bonding issue, we would look at that. But something like this, we just can't do it. And, okay, but I will tell you, I will vote for it when the vote comes up here in a minute. But from that standpoint, thank you, gentlemen, for coming and answering those questions. Really appreciate it. And like I say, I understand the importance of it.
And I would like to echo what Chief Hobbish said earlier. The Carmel Fire Department would not look like the Carmel Fire Department today if it wasn't for the township. So we do appreciate everything the township has done for us throughout the years. So you guys have been a tremendous supporter of us, and we really do appreciate it. And to Jack Berry's point earlier about the Dad's Club building, that is a fantastic building for us, and Jack and his team do a great job working with us on our camp too. So thank you, guys.
Thank you guys for consideration and purchasing it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Doug, I asked the chief to attend it this morning. Asked him last week, and he called me yesterday and said he had a meeting at City Hall, so he couldn't be here. So,
Well, maybe he was going to go to City Hall and get this case.
Don't you
I just want to let you know, I did ask the chief to be here for this, and he had a meeting at City Hall today.
Okay.
I have to say this. I think this is a little bit more important than a meeting at City Hall. We're honoring Chief Hobbush. They're requesting $190,000. Certainly not a superfluous request. It's critically important, but I would have thought that the fire chief would have had enough sense to be here for that. And if there's any more requests for funding, as long as I'm on this board, I want him here. That's all I'm going to say.
We even had Jack Perry here.
Well, that's icing on the cake.
Okay, so do I have I don't need a motion, so we vote. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Okay, the next one is item B, which is a resolution number 2026-02-17-02, special purchase, Carmel Fire Department, and that is the trailer.
If I can,
So-
Mr. Chairman, because it's more than $50,000, between $50,000 and $300,000 to purchase under the Indiana purchasing law, you have to get 3 quotes unless it qualifies for a special purchase. This particular vehicle is a demonstration model, and there's about a $25,000 discount being offered for its purchase. That falls under one of the 14 special purchase methods is if you're getting a government discount, which that's what this resolution says.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second. Okay, any discussion? This gives Paul the right to move ahead on this, right?
Correct.
Okay. No discussion. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, next is review of the investment policy. And I guess I'm the president of that too, right? You just really took care of me, didn't you?
Well, I'm anxiously awaiting your report.
You're reading my report. Okay, well, you've got it in front of you. Angie, would you like to come, or you can sit right there
Sit here.
and kind of go over the investment policy?
Sure. So this really is just a kind of follow back from when we gave a high-level overview in January when we're technically provided and required to give the report. This provides a list of the outstanding.
Stop for just one
Yep.
second. Motion, or first we need a motion.
A second.
Well, you make the motion and I'll second.
I make the motion.
You second it?
Second it.
Okay, now the discussion. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
So we're required to then, this provides a list of the outstanding cash and the associated accounts of the township as of December 31st. So as of December 31, the township had approximately 8.3 million. Of that, 5.3 is held in the Fifth Third account. The remaining funds then are held by Argent. Argent Bank used to be Huntington Bank. So they were acquired by Argent late summer, late fall last year, and those hold all the bond funds. So you'll see on here really just an outlay of what all the funds are, where they're held at, and then the various descriptions underneath. I would just point out that in the middle on the other section, where you see some of the large values, the general obligation bond miscellaneous of 1.5, that's really almost like a holding fund. So the township then receives their tax dollars into the debt service fund to pay their debts. Those monies then move to Argent. Those then are expended to pay their bondholders. So when you see large values sitting there, those funds are really just holding until they leave the door. So they're not really there for use. It's just a timing difference of when the money leaves the township accounts and then gets paid to the bondholders. So as of year end, 8.3 million, like I said, 5.3 in Fifth Third, the remaining all tied up in the bonds.
Okay, and these are all 20-year bonds too, right? Like the 2019 goes to 2039?
More or less.
Yep.
You get 2015, 2019, 2020, and 2022, all building either parks or public safety facilities in the township.
Okay, that's what I mean. All right, thank you. Do I have a motion?
We have a motion and a second
We
already.
got a second, yeah. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next one is approve the 2025 annual financial report. Motion?
So moved.
Second. Any discussion? I got questions? I do. And I'm going back to the days, I know things have changed since I was in Paul's seat, but on the very first sheet, it's got township assistance 0, all right? Is this budgeted?
Are you looking at the AFR or the 1782?
1782.
So I think that's the next line item. I think we're still on D. Because you'll have to formally approve the AFR on action item D.
I don't have that.
Yeah, you do. Right there. You've got it on here.
Well, but what I'm asking is D. I don't have an E. You got an E?
No, I think what you're talking about is letter A. The 1782 is under information items. I think you just jumped the gun for your question on the action item.
We're on, yeah.
Yeah.
I understand that. Okay, AFR, never mind. Okay, yes, okay, I retract. I will back up.
I'm sorry, it's on tape.
Okay.
No editing. We'll have that in the budget.
Okay, so we're approving the 2025 annual financial report. Motion?
We have a motion, and a second.
Discussion? Any discussion? Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Same sign, none, we can move on. Motion carries.
Now hit me with this one.
Okay. Let's go to item 9A, okay? 1782 notice. On that, why is township assistance 0 on this?
So what we did this year, we wanted to be able to preserve as much funds as possible for township assistance. In order to do that, we are collecting all of our property tax levy revenue, which is very small. The township only collects $430,000 a year in property taxes. We have a very small levy that funds everything of the township outside of debt. We wanted to preserve the ability to continue to provide the primary purpose of the township, which is township assistance. And by doing that, we are collecting all of the property tax revenue in that fund. The general fund is where the township receives its lit. So we are receiving enough lit in the general fund this year and next year to be able to fund our core township expenses as well as all of our township assistance. So within the line item details of the general fund, you'll see that there's approximately $450,000 of township assistance expenditures. So we are funding those in this next year out of the general fund lit and available cash balance in order to look to the future to reserve as much money as possible in that township assistance fund to continue to fund. A lot of that is driven also by the legislature and how, again, last year townships were a focus. There was a new legislation that the township is required now to fund road improvements if there are funds that are not needed. Township assistance fund is excluded from that. This way, it allows the township to preserve funding to continue to meet that purpose in the future and not be subject to losing monies that we would have to do. The other flip side of that, as you guys know, is that, like I said, the township has a very small property tax levy. Our roadmap of continuing to collect local income tax is ending. We're coming to the end of that road as well. So it's important as we look ahead to the future of setting aside funds to continue to fund what matters, and that is, of course, the purpose of the township. So that is why you see it that way. So there are line item details within the general fund that are all earmarked for township assistance. Township, of course, will continue to then track all the assistance that leaves the office, just like normal, but it is found in the general fund for next year.
Okay, so township assistance is being paid out of the general fund.
And we've had to do that for the last several years because we haven't received enough property taxes due to circuit breaker loss to fund what we need to. So we've always had to kind of divide it up. Back in the day, we would deposit lit directly into the township assistance fund. The state came back and slapped our hand and said, no, we don't allow you to do that. All local income tax has to be deposited into the general fund. So because of that, we had to shift expenses that we normally were paying over here into the fund where we had the resources to do so.
I'm going to ask a question, and I now remember us talking about this before, but then the state continues to handcuff you or hand tie you for the townships to do anything. Now, I know House enrolled, Bill number 1 handcuffed a lot of cities and townships and counties and everything. But they continue to eat away at the townships, or the townships, okay? But you turn around, you can pay for township assistance out of the general fund, but I remember in the past, the township assistance was a separate fund, and that's what you paid it out of. But now they're wanting you to use your money up in the general fund.
I think that's a function of where the township is, that we would like to do that, just because of the fact that we want to be able to preserve monies for that service. And that fund is outside of the purview of having to include it in available balance to fund roads and streets. So this way, we're allowed to do that this year. I mean, the township also was impacted very heavily by SEA 1 on the new deductions for property taxes for primarily residential. So that was a large impact. we had made some ground on circuit breaker losses, and when that happened, it shot us right back up to a very high loss percentage where we used to be. So again, looking ahead of how we can continue to carry out, and these are just some of those changes we'll probably have to make year over year on where those expenditures get funded. I think the primary purpose is they get funded. So it may be a little bit more tricky from an admin perspective for the office of how they're tracking them and what it looks like. So making sure you guys understand where it's at is going to be key. But we're just going to have to go year by year and seeing what's thrown at us to see what makes the most sense to preserve
Well, they
township's purpose.
change it so
It's-
quickly
yeah.
anymore. We're gonna have to bond our budget one of these years. I'm just telling you, I just can't.
Doug, also, what Angie's saying is, the township assists a restricted fund so that they can't get to that, and that's why we're building that fund, so we can't.
Oh, no, I totally understand that. I totally understand. Okay,
Just a comment, Angie, that was a great description. Thank you. That really was. I appreciate that.
yeah, like I say, I remember some of it, but now you just refresh my
It's a whole,
memory.
yeah, just everything gets added new. There's something to layer on top of it every year that we face and figure it out.
Any more on the 1782 notice? Nothing? Okay, next is update on township assistance.
In your packet, you have a copy of what we did in January. Intakes and applications still keep going up every month. Still out there. Not what we wanted to see, but that's what we have.
Yep.
That's what we have to deal with. Also in your packet, you have what we gave in donations for last year for Friends of the Township, beneficiaries, the Salvation Army. That one, what we do is, we have somebody that really doesn't qualify, or just might miss our guidelines by a little bit. We're able to send them up to the Salvation Army and still be able to help them. It might be just a one-time person that just needs a little help. Merciful Help, that was for the summer feed program, which is for meals over the summer for the kids in that program. Fire department was for the
Firefighter of the
Fires
day.
for the Day camp. FOP was for the Carmel Police Department, and we also donated to the CARE program in November for last year's Christmas for everybody.
Sounds good. You jumped ahead of me, so, okay, that was
Sorry.
donations, 20 million. Okay, item D, next board meeting.
That'll be in April 21st. We will not have a meeting in March unless something comes up.
Okay. Any financial questions from the board?
I don't have any.
Okay, I think I've said enough. Outstanding Agency Award, Carmel Clay Parks and Recreation, I'm sorry, board comments. Any board comments?
That's it.
I'd just like to thank Jack from the Carmel Dads Club, as well as our officers from the fire department. Very well done and great presentations. We really appreciate you all. Thank you.
I second that. Can't talk.
Yes, I'd like to just thank everybody. It's nice to see faces out there. Normally, they're just chairs and nothing else there.
Oh, and
So
Barry.
It's yeah, and Barry. So, but thank you all for coming. I really do appreciate it. And I tell you, the three people over there and the lady here at this chair, this front row chair, they are our backbone here at the township. And they keep us up to date. As you know, they've all spoke up, and that's why we have them, is to keep us in line. And like I say, in the state legislature, about township government, it's changing rapidly. So we're maybe here today and gone tomorrow, you never know, but there is a way of how we have to do that if that ever comes. And the city has to do a resolution, we have to do a resolution, so. But anyway, that's some of the things that are down the road here. So, but thank you all for everything you do for us.
Always, thank you.
Okay, and then announcements, Carmel Clay Parks and Recreation ACC Recreditation and PRA Outstanding Agency Award, February 24th, 2026, 11 a.m. Is that at the,
It's at the Monon Center in the gymnasium.
Yeah.
okay.
Michael sent this to me, and I thought you guys need to go or want to attend to it. It's another fine, outstanding achievement to Carmel Clay Parks and Recreation has achieved again.
Another banner in the gymnasium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keeps growing. Okay. At this time, an adjournment, do I have a motion?
I so moved.
Second?
Second?
All in favor,
Aye.
signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.